up, CEOs? It's your girl CEO Zai, and I'm back at it again with another video. As you guys can tell by the title, today I'm going to be telling you guys 3 different ways you can start your clothing brand in 2024 with under $1,000. Now, if this your first time stopping by, saying hey, watching the video, you probably like, who is you and why am I finna listen to you for the next few minutes of my life? Well, I'm here to tell you that my name is CEO Zai. I'm 20, I'm an entrepreneur, and I own a clothing brand called New Wave Apparel that I've owned since 2019. So with that being said, I got about 5 years under my belt in this fashion and clothing industry, and I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Okay, cool. So without further ado, we may as well get straight into the method, right? All right, cool. So the first method in which you can start your clothing brand, I call it the do-it-yourself method, is because you're making all the clothes yourself. And the way you could get, the easiest way to get started in this with the least amount of money is by getting a heat press, a vinyl cutter, buying vinyl and shirts. All that together is gonna cost you about $620, $650 at the max. I have a link in my Amazon storefront that will literally show y'all everything I bought when I got started, and everything I bought when I got started as far as the heat press and the vinyl cutter, I still got to this day. And yeah, so your heat press gonna be like $195 if I'm not mistaken. Heat press gonna be like $195, vinyl cutter gonna be like $2 something. So with the rest of the money, you're gonna buy vinyl and shirts. You're gonna buy your shirts from jiffyshirts.com. You're gonna buy your vinyl from Heat Transfer Warehouse. jiffyshirts.com got every shirt available. They got Jildens, they got the good kind of Jildens and the crappy type of Jildens that everybody talks about. They got Anvils, they got Shockaware, they got all the blank brands that you could possibly think of. There's other blank brands out there like Blank Nights. It's a whole bunch of places that you could buy blank apparel from. It just doesn't have to be Jiffy Shirts. But when you're just starting out, that's a good place to go for it because they don't have any MOQs or minimum order quantities, and they're pretty affordable, especially when you're first starting out. Heat Transfer Warehouse, same thing. They got good quality vinyl, and it lasts a long time. I have people that bought shirts from when I first started and they still have it today, and it hasn't peeled, it hasn't cracked, it hasn't done any of that. So I would say that's a good way to start, and it make you good money. Like, I was making good money when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, all the way up to now, just trapping off the heat press and the vinyl cutter. So don't let people on TikTok deter you from it. It's a good way to start. And if you're kind of scared of working with an overseas manufacturer, which is a method that will be discussed later in the video, it's a great way to start. The second method, if you're not you're not good with your hands per se, another way that you could start your clothing business with under $1,000 is just by buying a heat press and then going on Google, looking up your local DTF print shop, find somebody that makes DTF transfers, you send them your design, you send them your logo, boom, they make it for you, they tell you how to format and all that, and it comes in something called a gang sheet. Get the gang sheet, you cut what's gonna be on the shirt off, and then you just press it down, peel it up, put a piece of parchment paper down on your shirt, press it down again, and then boom, you got your piece of clothing. And you can do that with shirts, hoodies, tote bag, whatever material, for real. If it would stick with vinyl, it's gonna stick with the DTF transfer. So that's another way you could get started. And if you buy your heat press for like $195, after that you just have to buy your shirts and however much people at the DTF place tax you. So that you could start your brand with as little as $200 to $300. And if you got a good brand, you got a good message, you can start with $300, take that, flip that, and just keep going. And then you just rinse and repeat. Buy your shirts, buy your transfers, press them, buy your shirts, buy your transfers, press them, buy your shirts, buy your transfers, press them, keep going. This is the third method right here, and it's the manufacturer method. But find the manufacturer, okay, cool. After you found you a good manufacturer, you're gonna run what I call the pre-order method. Now, what is the pre-order method? You're going to find a design that you think is dope. You're gonna post it on your story, right? You're gonna post it on your story, get feedback. If everybody messing with it, then okay, cool. You go to your manufacturer, you get a sample made in whatever colors that The sample's gonna cost a good grip now. Cause that's the thing, samples always cost more than the actual product, cause you gotta think it's coming from halfway across the world. Well, across the world. And they gotta ship it to you, and it's a little quantity. The smaller the quantity, the more expensive shipping be. It's just a whole bunch of variables when you're dealing with a manufacturer. So it's gonna cost a good grip. So you get a couple shirts made, it's gonna cost you a couple $100. You get your samples made, you have a photo shoot with the samples. Once you have a photo shoot with the samples, you take pictures, you run an ad for the pre-orders, and then you let people know it's a pre-order. Please do not just take these people money and then they waiting all this time for production to get started, and you ain't tell them they gonna be waiting between 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks or whatever the production window is. You see what I'm saying? So that being said, you take your pictures, and you don't need a fancy photo shoot. Everybody in America got one of these, bro. Use it. Turn your settings on what they need to be turned on, and you're good to go. You turn your settings on whatever they need to be turned on onto your phone. Turn your phone on cinematic mode, make you a commercial, turn it to Cole Bennett for a couple seconds, and you're good, bro. Okay, cool. You contact the manufacturer. You get the samples made. Samples come, you have a photo shoot, you run a pre-order. Then the money you get from the pre-orders, that's what you use to actually pay for the drop. Then you ship off the orders that have already been, you ship off your pre-orders. Then what you have left is all profit, and that's how you start. How much money is that gonna run you? About 500, 600, depending on how you do it. Is it worth it? Of course it is. I got a clothing brand for a reason. I don't always run pre-orders, but when I have, it's a good way. Another reason why pre-orders is a good way to get your stuff sold when you're first starting is because when you run pre-orders and your stuff comes and then you drop, because you already got the pictures from the photo shoot and now you just promoting, and then the first day you drop, you're shipping off hella orders. They're not thinking like, oh yeah, she ran pre-orders, these are her pre-order orders. No, they're thinking like, oh my god, everybody's buying this, I gotta hurry up and get it. Because truth of the matter is, everybody around the world is a bunch of followers. So once somebody see somebody else rocking your stuff, they gonna want to rock it too, and next thing you know, your stuff gonna sell out just because you had pre-orders. So yeah, man, them the 3 ways you get your clothing brand started with under $1,000. Me personally, what would I do if I was just starting out again? Like if it was April of 2019 and this was 15 finna be 16-year-old Zai, what would I do? I would run it back with the vinyl again. Now, would I spend hours and hours and hours making shirts on the vinyl cutter? I would, because it's a skill that could be learned. But when I just want a whole bunch of shirts to be made, I would have been running to the DTF shop. I just really got hip to that, if we're being completely honest. I just got hip to that not too long ago, like probably a year and some change ago. So if I was already hip to that back then, I definitely would have been doing that instead of like slaving over the vinyl cutter. But all in all of these are great ways to, get your clothing brand started. What else do I want to tell y'all? Yeah, if you want to do the heat press method, make sure you guys go on my Amazon link. Got a good heat press, one I still use to this day, linked in there, and the vinyl cutter that I use to get started. Also got a hat press in there. I'll be making trucker hats and stuff now. It's a lot of stuff to learn once you get in the field, but once you just start, I know when you just starting out, Christmas time just passed, you might be holding on to your Christmas money if you a kid watching this. If you if you a little older, you probably saving up a couple checks from your job, you trying to get your motion going for the year. All of these are great ways. I wouldn't send y'all off because see myself in y'all, man. No, for real, no, I'm not even saying it like I got it all figured out, because I'm definitely not where I want to be just yet. But money out here to be made, man, and if you use any of these 3 methods, you're gonna be good to go. As long as your brand message is strong, and you promoting and you're consistent, you're gonna be good, bro. It's a million clothing brands out here, but it's still enough money out here for everybody, because everybody has different tastes. Just because you don't appeal to this person don't mean your brand ain't gonna appeal to the next one. So that's pretty much all that I got for y'all. It's been your girl, CEO Zai, and that's all I got for y'all for real today, man. If you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And let me know what other videos y'all want to see. If y'all want this to be an entire series where I just talk about everything that I know about the clothing business, let me know that too. And I'll definitely whip up some videos for y'all. But that's all I got for y'all today. And yeah, I'm going. Peace.